going to be sleeping in the cave as well.
Where?
Which ones have I put through now then? Those have got 2 lots.
You said, you went, I'm just going to wait and see who goes in there so I can nick their bag. DVD. Yeah.
David's definitely put a spanner in the works, and he obviously just really doesn't care, and he's just being so blatant. It's also the attitude. If he was to have said, like, I'm really scared of the dark, but I understand, then I'll go, maybe everyone would relax a bit. But if you're going to have an attitude problem, then that's fair enough. Go and sleep in the cage.
He's going to definitely ruffle some feathers in this camp, but I'm waiting for the Nicola and David showdown, because he's just going to rub her up the wrong way, and she is not going to hold back. Can't wait.
The phone lines have now closed. Please don't call. Your vote won't count and you may still be charged.
Right, back to those sleeping arrangements. When we left them, Timmy had said he'd spend the night in the cave.
But that still left one more bed to fill. So, who would be the second cave dweller?
We want a democratic decision, don't we, who goes where tonight?
Sleeping. Who's going to sleep in the cave for the next...
Oh, that's in it. Have we finished all the functions?
I was quite happy to volunteer, and they said, good, thank you very much, we'll have that. And then they waited for David to volunteer.
Everyone knows where it's going. Everyone feels that David should have offered, or at least should have offered, an explanation as to why he doesn't feel like he should go into the cage. Because as last two in, you two don't have beds. We're all sweet. We all have our beds.
I don't particularly want your beds, any of your beds, right? Okay. But I don't want to sleep in the cave.
Because?
Because I don't like it down there. I don't even want to look at it. I was in a crap place last night.
You haven't actually seen it, have you?
Everybody's come back and told me it's crap. It's not about necessarily the cave. I did felt terribly let down last night when the messages were they were not about to give anything up whatsoever for us to either have a meal or get out of that jungle cage. So it'd been brewing, it was festering, you see. Just have one quick word with Timmy. I have a plan, or I have a suggestion, which I think is going to be fair. I don't think those guys have got a natural birthright to have those beds. They don't own the leases to those beds, they don't own the freeholds to those beds. My suggestion is, we'll do it tonight. I ain't prepared to do it after tomorrow night. That's the deal. If it splits this camp up, so be it.
David, you're going to set the cat amongst the pigeons by doing that, and you're going to have a ding-dong with quite a few people.
I don't care. I'm not going to be pushed around. They're bullying me. Can't you see? They're bullying us. There's bullies. It's bullying.
Oh, OK. I'm feeling rather protective of you, because I think you're going to walk into the lion's den doing that, and I think you'll get your head bitten off.
I don't.
Don't give them a reason to go, we hate David. Sometimes you have to go, there's a famous word I use, which is boff. Sometimes you just have to go boff and go, it's irrelevant.
I feel bullied. I don't like it. I don't put up with that.
OK.
I can't boff it. I'm afraid it's going to be biff, baff, boff with me.
Right. It was very, very, very difficult. The dynamic was horrible, because you had this one man staring into the hostile eyes of 9 others.
It feels like I'm being snookered and bullied into this, right? Because we've come in late, bullied.
He came back to the group and then he says, I feel I'm being bullied. And I just thought, do you know what, mate? You're just an idiot. You're just being a
What I'm prepared to do is go in there for the one night tonight, and then tomorrow I just want to know that we'll sit down and we will negotiate someone else possibly taking my place, or 2 people, or whatever. But after tonight, I'm not going back in there.
Now it's up to us to give them up, but we don't need to be giving them up.
They're not yours. They're everybody's. No, only because you got here first, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we're here. It's a new situation. There are now 12 people here.
We've been here for nearly 2 weeks.
When 2 people walked through into this jungle to make it 12, we were a new team, and they were thinking like the old team.
We've been here for 6 days. It has not been easy.
We've paid our dues to a point where I feel that if we have our bed, it's up to me if I want to volunteer my bed to somebody else.
Why can't there be a rotation? Why can't it?
Nobody would have done that, David. It's
But you have not paid the dues.
Martina volunteered to go down there and have a look and said, you know what, if it's all right, I'll go down there and do it. I said the same thing. You know what, I got my back up. You turning around and saying, well, whose bed am I having?
Well,
So, do you know what?
That's your ego.
That's your ego,
That's
mate.
your ego. I
That's
just
your
said.
ego.
I just said it's better. If two people are going to,
mate.
hang
That's
on,
your ego.
excuse me. If two people go down to the cave, that vacates the bed. I only asked where the bed was. That's all. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's being arrogant, isn't it? That's being arrogant.
Well, how else can you say? Well, who's going and what bed am I going to go in then?
So don't come in here trying to tell me. No, don't come in here trying to tell me that's my ego. Yeah, I've got an ego, and it's a lot bigger than yours, mate. So don't try it, because I will take your down there and then you go.
What do you mean?
Your bed. Your bed. Your bed, mate.
What did I say about bullying? Did I mention the word bullying here a bit earlier?
Okay.
So I'm a bully now.
Can I?
You're trying to say I'm the bully?
Whoa. Please. We don't know what David's experience was last night. To be fair, if the experience was bad and it's similar to the cave, how fearful he is.
He is a little nervous and a bit scared of the dark. It's a difficult thing to admit, actually. You know, grown-ups don't really admit to being frightened of the dark.
The only thing that matters is the subjective view from him.
God, this is like a counselling session. I can't be bothered. It was one night in a thing.
It's just it was really dark. It was the darkest place I've ever been to, probably in my life. It was like hell on earth, really, in there. You couldn't see any light at all. It took me to a very low point, emotionally.
It's been taking us to a low point for bloody 5 days.
Now let's talk seriously about what this man has said to us. I don't want you to go through this. I don't want him to go through this.
I'll sleep in the cave then, yeah?
No, I said I'd go tonight. Hang on, Simon, I said I'd go tonight.
Oh, this man.
Seriously, crying and hugging each other. Esther feels like she's in childline again.
We don't want people to break down. We don't want people to, have a trauma. And if I have to negotiate, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to say F words, but if I have to negotiate this...
David has very bravely said
Yes.
that he will
Yes.
put his fear on one side and he will try it for tonight.
I think that's right.
Fine.
The arrangements are I will be sleeping in the back cave. So, a boff for one day for me, but not boff, for 7 days.
Well, nobody wants to boff for 7 days.
Well, I don't.
I mean, could you even boff for 7 days?
Well, I don't think I could, but that's because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're right. We're on our way to reveal the result of your votes for the live trial, which is just 10 minutes away.
But first, back to yesterday, and in the absence of a Bush Tucker trial, all 12 celebrities took part in a camp challenge to win food for their evening meal. Now, they secured 9 stars, which meant a tasty bird was sent in for dinner.
Yeah, food! Glorious food! Food! Glorious food! Tucker bags tonight. Delicious.
Emu fillet.
Oh, emu.
That's,
It is emu, but it tastes like beef.
so we could fry them again?
Or, do you know what you could do? Slice it really thin, like a stir-fry.
Wicked.
We are going to be so grateful for being here. We have got the best accommodation.
It turns out that the probably safest and driest place to be tonight is the cave. Do you know what, though? I can't be bothered to walk up there for dinner, but really?
Really?
I've got a headache still.
Timmy!
Yeah.
Hang on. Yep!
The food's here!
Is it ready? Come in!
Right.
They're calling us.
OK, come in. Otherwise they'll think I'm being moody, so I go.
We shared 6 pieces
David,
of
you've got
fillet,
ostrich meat!
but I gave...
And you've got mushrooms, Timmy!
Whoa.
The most interesting day yet, thanks to the 2 newcomers. Timmy blended in pretty quickly because he was very agreeable to everything.
How was it? All right.
Oh, perfect.
And David, on the other hand, did not blend in very quickly at all because he was not agreeable to anything. So, yeah, David came in with a bit of attitude, and I think we all had a problem with it, and we let him know it.
Oh, God, what a crazy, crazy day.
Listen, I don't pick on people, I don't bully people, I don't believe in that, but I stick up for people, and I won't have people railroad. And if something's not fair, I won't say. So I pick my battles, and I know when to get involved or not, but today was...
Well, I suppose there's a fine line